I awoke to the sounds of Lily's gentle snores as they drifted across the bedroom loft. She was still fast asleep and I needed to keep it that way, or suffer the consequences. Creaky floorboards meant that the simple act of getting dressed will require a little ingenuity. My boots were nearby, but I needed to put on my trousers first. This wasn't my first rodeo. My trousers were just out of reach. Morning, Dougal. Hey, Dougal, give me that stick, boy. If I was to get that stick from Dougal, I had to time it just right. Yoink! Huh? Ugh. Lily made a fish and marmalade sandwich for me the day before. I didn't have the heart to refuse, but I wasn't about to eat it. Oh, that stinks. Boots, check. Oh, that stinks. I couldn't do anything about the sweater while Lily was still pulling it. Lily was a sprawl of limbs, and my sweater was pinned beneath her. I needed to find a way to roll her over without waking her. I wasn't about to start throwing food around the room, without a good reason at least. I was trying to gather all my clothes without leaving my bed to avoid waking her, and throwing a stick at her was not going to help achieve that. Even with the stick, I couldn't reach that far. I freed my sweater from Lily's clutches, but it was still out of reach. Even with the stick, I couldn't reach that far. I couldn't leave. I wasn't even dressed yet. I should be able to get the trajectory right. He wasn't going to just let me take it, but maybe he'd be interested in a trade. I had to wait until his mouth was open. That was my cue to sneak out of there. I decided I'd cycle to the nearby town. Maybe I'd find someone willing to hire me. Maybe I'd find someone who knew where my dad had gone. But first, I had a few things to take care of. I picked up the jug. I'd need water to make Lily's breakfast. Cooking utensils hung from the wall by the I'd recently made Lily a small wooden sword so she'd have something else to swing around. Lily's dress was hanging from the line. I didn't need to take it down for her. She developed her own technique for that. I think he relocated so he won't be responsible for waking Lily. You and me both, buddy. Dad, where are you? Dad left his jacket behind. Sometimes his work would make him forget the little things, like wearing a jacket outside, or eating. I had to admit, some of Dad's inventions really were inspired. Didn't really stop to think where my dad got the mask or why he wanted it. I was pretty sure I could put it to good use though. Lily left Sir Fuzzlepuff here a while ago with strict instructions to report to her immediately if he saw her grandfather. Dad made his own generator to power his workshop. As with his other inventions, he just refused to explain how it worked. It looked like there was something missing, but I hadn't figured out what. It looked like something important was supposed to go in the slot. The funnel allowed for coolant to be added. The notes indicated that the water could be topped up via the funnel. I presume the machine wouldn't work without coolant. The doors of the cupboard where we kept the dishes were tight closed. For all the good it did, I'm pretty sure Lily chewed through them last time. Tried to keep some things out of Lily's reach, but it never worked. Dad's compactable footstool seemed like a great idea. I wasn't sure why it hadn't taken off. I only ever saw the transmitter active on a few occasions. During those times, Dad would have kept the shed door locked tight. I needed something to collect the water first. There was a solid block of wood next to the pump. The pump handle had snapped, leaving only a small section of it protruding from the pump. It was going to take something heavy to force it down. There was a solid block of wood. The receiver attached to the shed received something from the transmitter, which in turn rotated the wheels to move the belt along in order to... I had no idea. Sometimes I think Dad added contraptions to his contraptions just to throw me off. The door wasn't locked, but something was blocking on the other side. Dad converted the garden shed into his personal workshop when he decided he wanted to work for himself. He'd normally spend every waking hour in there, inventing, tinkering, but it had been days, and there was no sign of him. It was Dad's idea to put the memorial stone by the wall. It was Anya's favourite place to have a picnic. Taking into account Lily's willfulness, it was often easier to indulge her creativity than flat out ask her to do something. In this case, the gnome was a spy who informed me of when Lily wandered too far from the house. My trusty bicycle was my main method of transport and definitely didn't require any modifications, despite what my father said. Strange lights? Ah, it's a package from my father.
Arthur, this is the last of the small crystals. I hope this was worth giving up your job for. I'm still finding the whole notion difficult to believe. I'm tempted to make a trip to your home to see it with my own eyes. But the fact that you keep the generator in your bedroom is quite unsettling, to say the least. If what you say about the lesser crystals is true, then I fear what may happen when this company begins experimenting on the large one. It's still safe for now, but I don't think it'll be possible to smuggle it out of here without anyone noticing. Given the apparent results of your own experiments, it's possible they'll listen to your warning. However, it's more likely they'll see nothing other than the potential for profit. For now, I'll do my best to impede their research. Stay safe, my friend. Nina.
The strange crystal was obviously important to my father. I couldn't help but wonder if it had anything to do with him going missing. I decided to do a little snooping around. Now that I had a lead on my dad's whereabouts, I definitely couldn't leave. My father had notions of turning to farming when he left his job, but he never could leave signs behind. I think he relocated so he won't be responsible for waking Lily. You and me both, buddy. Cooking utensils hung from the wall by the fire, for now at least. I'd recently made Lily a small wooden sword so she'd have some. I only ever saw the trap. During those times, Dad would have kept it. Try to keep some things out of Lily's reach. Nah. Nah. I don't think that would have helped. Let's see. It fits. Huh? It's glowing. The label on the right indicated the weight of the crystal. The label on the left indicated the electrical resistance of the crystal. Lily left her full support. The lights in the shed only came on when Dad's generator was running. I hadn't figured out how it worked yet though. It wasn't your average generator. It looked like the pitchfork had fallen from its resting place. I couldn't see a thing, and the idea of walking around a room in the dark, where my father invented things, made me nervous. The lights in the shed only came on when Dad's generator was running. I hadn't figured out how it worked yet though. It wasn't your average generator. There was a solid... Yet another impressive feat of engineering. Well, well, well. There, that should keep it cool. I had to admit, some of Dad's inventions really were inspired. Dad had a habit of writing on whatever was nearest at the time. Apparently he found a way to make sure I didn't clean it. He must have wanted to remember that particular pattern, but what for? Whatever I did, it caused the machine in the back garden to power up. The machine was receiving power from within the house and was now transmitting something. Sure enough, the lights and whatever other equipment Dad constructed were receiving power. I wasn't sure if I was getting any closer to figuring out what happened to him, but it was the best lead I had. There was a hand-drawn map on the wall with 2 locations marked: our house and the hydroelectric dam, where Dad used to work. There was a large machine in the middle of the shed, with what looked like sliding doors. Dad, you better not be stuck in there. The machine appeared to have opened by itself. There was a 50-50 chance that it was intended to respond to vibration, or that it was simply as reliable as the stepladder. It was one of the puzzle boxes my father often made for Lily. I wasn't sure why he hadn't given her this one, but I knew she'd be happy to have it. I'll find a way to blame it on the dog. There was a small keyhole in the back, but like many of Dad's devices, its purpose was far from obvious. The machine appeared to be waiting for something. I wanted to give Lily the puzzle box I had found, but she was still asleep. Lily was fearless, even with the way she got out of bed. Lily, does when in doubt, dance it out mean anything to you? Right. How did that dance go again? 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 The secret dance routine turned out to be the solution for the combination lock. Inside the box there was a small key where the tasty treat should have been. Looks about the right size. Hey! Ah!
So hungry. Need breakfast.